2022 was not a great year for crypto. We saw dozens of bankruptcies, outages, hacks, and centralized finance projects lose customers billions of dollars, but that doesn't mean you should be afraid in 2023. We've already seen Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many altcoins perform quite well since January 1st, 2023, and in terms of DeFi, there's been many projects that have made huge advancements in the space. So today's video, I want to talk about DeFi in particular, how I'm not being scared of it in 2023, and some projects in particular that I see that meet all of my criteria for using a DeFi protocol. And what we've seen in 2023 is that when looking at DeFi, you need to make sure that it is completely decentralized. You need to make sure that a decentralized finance project can't be rug pulled. You can't have executives take funds out. You can't have a venture capital fund come in and manipulate prices. You need to make sure that your funds are secure. And one platform in particular that meets this criteria that a lot of you guys have been talking about, messaging me on Twitter, is called Animal Farm. Animal Farm ultimately has a unique governance voting system in place that allows investors and owners in the platform to make decisions. And with their vesting schedule, which we'll go over a little bit later, it prevents any sort of manipulation in prices, which is exactly what you want to see for a DeFi protocol. You don't want to have a platform where you could potentially just lose your money like we saw in 2022. So recently I've put quite a bit of money onto Animal Farm. You could see with the project right here that it has over 120, right around $120 million in TVL, currently between 110 and 120 million. So it has quite a bit of money in it, and you can see it is one of the top trusted Binance Smart Chain projects out there. So you can see what this platform is according to this article in Be In Crypto. You can see how it talks about how Animal Farm is a sustainable yield aggregation platform. And the way it works is that with Animal Farm, it's essentially a decentralized ownership, lending, and yield aggregating protocol. And this DeFi protocol sets itself apart, like I said earlier, with its decentralized mechanisms that it has in place. You can see it doesn't rely on an algorithm stablecoin, doesn't have any high risk model. It tries to be as transparent as possible and as decentralized as possible. And that is what separates it from its competition. The key features that make Animal Farm stand out from its competitors and other platforms in the space is 4 or 5 main things. The first is that it is fully decentralized lending. It minimizes high risk exposure by not relying on an algorithmic stablecoin, and ultimately Animal Farm uses collateralized TVL to lend to PancakeSwap. This is something that we don't see with many other platforms, and it helps to reduce the risk that many other platforms take. The second is that it has a dynamic supply control. So a fully decentralized dynamic supply control mechanism is used by Animal Farm to keep the yield within a sustainable range. This is very important when market fluctuations are happening, because when markets drop, usually demand lowers down. This is just obvious supply and demand economics. But what they do is when demand is low, emissions adjust, restricting the supply and empowering the current demand to achieve optimal performance for the Animal Farm tokens, which are AFD and AFP. So ultimately, this enables the prices of each of their tokens to perform the best despite any market conditions. The third is going to be their full governance model, which is something that I think truly stands out. The full governance model of Animal Farm ultimately allows investors to be part of all decisions in the platform. And you can see how they talk about right here, how with Animal Farm's governance, this is what makes it unique. You could see with Animal Farm's governance, the way it works is that anyone who owns the token and has it staked, they are allowed to make any proposal they want. They are allowed to make voting decisions on where the platform is going moving forward. So you could see that with the voting power, the way it works is that an AFP token that is staked equals 1 vote. One AFP token equals 1 vote. The more tokens you have, the more decision power you have in what goes on. And with this platform, the thing that separates it from every other is this community proposal program they have in place. everyone in the community can suggest a proposal for the platform. And it goes through a 3-stage vetting process to make sure that not only does everyone in the community agree with it, but it actually is going to benefit and push the project moving forward, which is going to allow for massive developments in the future. The way it works is a 3-stage process. The first is the initial community input and suggestions, where users can talk through the idea, really dig into understanding its purpose and potential impact on the ecosystem. So as long as you have an AFP token staked, you can make a proposal. Doesn't matter how many tokens you have staked, how little tokens you have staked, you can make a proposal and make a change. This will involve social media polls and other community tools to measure sentiment on that proposal. And if it passes that, then it goes into the second step, which is an audit by the team to determine if the proposal aligns with the project's objectives. If it does and everything checks out there, they make sure it's not going to hurt the project, that the team fully audits it. Then it goes on into stage 3, which is the dogs deployer wallet can make the official final proposal. So ultimately, this is a way where everyone in the community can be involved with the project, despite however many tokens you own. 1 token you have staked, you have 100,000 staked. It doesn't make a difference, and this helps to prevent manipulation as well. This also goes hand in hand with their security system, which ultimately prevents bad influences from manipulating the system. This is ultimately the heavy vetting process that each proposal will go through, and also major defense that they do have in place is that it uses a 2% daily unlock with a 50-day vesting period as a shield to stop users from utilizing malicious attacks such as flash loans or large buys and large sells. So they have those 2 things in place combined with that 3-stage proposal process to ensure that the entire community continues to run seamlessly long-term in a safe and secure manner. Going back to Animal Farm and some of its unique things that separate it from other platforms, the last one I want to go over is its reward loyalty. The way it works is it has a unique loyalty system for investors, and basically any actions that an investor conducts uses, it's going to, that benefits not only themselves, but also the network. Their loyalty score increases and their tax rate on transacting AFD reduces. So by simply engaging with the community, staking tokens, it helps not only the community, but also increases your loyalty score, which is absolutely essential long term. Now let's talk about the 2 tokens on the platform. So Animal Farm has 2 types of native tokens. Like many platforms, it has a governance token as well as another one. Pigpen is Animal Farm's governance staking pool. It's their governance token. You see that it enables AFP holders to acquire a portion of the platform's ownership. It is made to offer investors the greatest BUSD dividend available, and it pays stakers a BUSD dividend made up of 30% of the income from its rehypothecation collateral lending strategy, 75% of all platform deposit withdrawal fees, and 1/3 of all taxes paid on AFD transactions. So that is the first token. The second is the Dog Pound token, and this token enables investors to receive a high yield BNB dividend while reducing transaction tax on their AFD by at least 0.75 to 1% each day. So this is crucial long term. And if you're looking at this, you could see the TVL of each of these tokens. You could see Pigpen right here in the vault, how much they have. You could see Dog Pound, how many tokens are in the vault as well as what is being staked currently. So all of this is crucial long term, and that is why I think this platform has some real potential. Not only this, but its community has been growing very rapidly, has over 27,000 members on their Telegram, and has a Discord, Twitter as well. But not only is the community strong, not only does it meet all of my criteria for a DeFi protocol in 2023, which is being completely decentralized, having multiple mechanisms in place to prevent malicious attacks and preventing funding from being just stolen from users. And because it meets all of these criteria, I have started to use it as of recently, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. So let me know your thoughts on Animal Farm. Did you guys see these few articles that have been written up on it? A lot of people have been sending me them, so I'm curious to see your thoughts.